Welcome to Acrylic Arts Academy. When you look at a finished landscape painting, there's usually a lot happening. There's the sky, maybe mountains or distant trees. There could be water, fields, rocks, plants, or other elements in the foreground. And if you're a beginner, one of the hardest questions can simply be, what are we supposed to paint first? Today, we're going to simplify that. While every painting is different, there's a basic order we can follow that makes many landscape paintings much easier to approach. And once we understand the reasoning behind that order, we can start applying it to our own paintings too. A helpful way to think about a landscape is background, middle ground, foreground, and finally, details. Let's take a closer look. In many landscapes, we begin with the areas that appear farthest away. Very often, that's the sky. Starting here gives us a foundation for everything we're going to build in front of it. We can establish the general colors, atmosphere, and feeling of the painting without worrying about small details yet. At this stage, try to think broadly. We're not painting individual leaves on a tree. We're not worrying about tiny highlights. We're establishing the environment that everything else will eventually sit inside. This is also a great time to work with larger brushes and freer movements. Those first layers usually don't need the precision we'll use later. Once the background is established, we can begin moving forward through the scene. That might mean adding distant mountains, hills, a faraway tree line, a shoreline, or whatever larger shapes exist between the background and the closest parts of the painting. There's also a practical reason this order works so well. Things farther away are often partially covered by things closer to us. By painting the distant elements first, we can naturally layer the closer elements over them later. That creates the overlapping shapes we see in real landscapes. And overlapping is one of the simplest ways to create a sense of depth. Try not to overwork these distant areas. They usually don't need the same level of detail as objects closer to us. If you'd like to put these ideas into practice with complete paintings, we'd love to invite you to our free landscape painting challenge. You'll paint through beginner-friendly landscape projects, step by step, while practicing skills like layering, composition, trees, skies, and depth. You can join completely free at acrylicartsacademy.com/free courses. For now, let's continue moving forward through our landscape. Next comes the foreground. The foreground is the area that appears closest to the viewer. Depending on the painting, this might include larger trees, rocks, grasses, flowers, shoreline, or other nearby elements. You'll often notice that shapes become larger, stronger, and sometimes more defined as we move toward the foreground. Because we've already established everything behind them, we can now paint these closer elements naturally over the previous layers. And this is where the painting often starts to feel much more dimensional. The difference between background, middle ground, and foreground is one of the simplest ways we can create believable depth. If understanding depth is something you'd like more help with, we also offer a free landscape depth challenge. That challenge focuses more specifically on concepts like layering, distance, atmospheric perspective, and why some elements should feel closer while others recede. You'll find it alongside our other free painting challenges at acrylicartsacademy.com/free courses. Now let's move into one of the most important parts of the process, saving the details for later. One of the easiest mistakes to make as a beginner is adding details too early. We paint a beautiful little tree, we add every branch, we perfect the highlights, and then we realize something else needs to overlap it, or the composition needs to change. That's why we generally save our smallest details until the larger structure of the painting is already working. We want the composition, major shapes, colors, and depth established before we worry about individual leaves or blades of grass. As the painting develops, our brush movements can gradually become smaller and more intentional. That's when we can begin adding small branches, grass, texture, highlights, reflections, and the other finishing touches that bring a scene to life. And importantly, not every part of the painting needs the same amount of detail. Sometimes leaving one area softer actually helps the more important areas stand out. Now, does this mean every landscape must always be painted in exactly this order? No. Painting isn't quite that rigid. Sometimes a particular technique or composition calls for doing things differently. We may need to return to the background, add another layer to the middle ground, adjust something we've already painted, or establish an important shape earlier in the process. That's completely normal. Think of background, middle ground, foreground, and details as a helpful framework. Not a rule we're never allowed to break. The more we paint, the more naturally these decisions begin to feel. And if you're ready for a more complete learning path, rather than trying to piece everything together from individual tutorials, our beginner landscape painting course takes these ideas much further. Inside, we work through landscape skills like depth, composition, skies, trees, mountains, atmosphere, color, and complete guided paintings designed specifically for beginners. You'll find information about the landscape painting course below this video. For now, let's bring everything together. The next time you're looking at a canvas and wondering what should come first, simplify the painting into 4 stages. Start with the background. Establish the environment and the elements farthest away. Then move into the middle ground. Build the larger shapes that begin bringing the landscape forward. Next, develop the foreground with the stronger and closer elements. And finally, add the smaller details, textures, and highlights that finish the painting. You don't have to figure out the entire landscape all at once. Simply focus on the layer you're working on now. With every landscape you create, decisions like what to paint first and what to save for later will start feeling much more natural. Thank you so much for learning and painting with Acrylic Arts Academy. If you found today's lesson helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more beginner-friendly acrylic painting lessons. We also want to say a heartfelt thank you to our Acrylic Arts Academy supporter members. Your support helps us keep these tutorials free and accessible for everyone.